It's me. So I'm going to be reviewing 2 episodes of Quantum Leap because I watched them pretty close together and I was able to take notes sporadically. Um, so let's get into it. First episode I was going to mention is Fellow Travelers. Don't know why, but I found this traveling song very catchy. Like I don't know why, but I was like totally into it. I was like, I might like download this or something and figure out like where it is because I found it immensely catchy as she was singing. Um, Basically it's him, it's the bodyguard. It's the bodyguard leap. Um, and it was interesting how every time that you think it's like one person, it's the other. It was very interesting who they had like, the ultimate bad guy be. But it's got to be very lonely for her to be in such a jacked up situation. It did bother me the whole sisters thing, how they ended up distracted for this. That girl, we know her from things, and I don't remember what I know her from, but I liked her in other things. Um, there are, it made me laugh how much Ben's naivete was on display here. Like how much he just didn't, he was just dense about everything, even to the point where Edison was like, dude, no. Like I'm really having a hard time. So like, we knew that our boy Sam was brilliant, but it always seemed like, usually you find that people who are scientifically brilliant are not personally brilliant. They either have high IQ or high EQ. It's hard to have both. I'm struggling with this guy and being like, what was he smart in? Because he ain't got the EQ, and I ain't seen him do shit to tell me that he got the IQ. And like I said, I'm just probably comparing him to Sam again, who seemed to have high IQ and high EQ, even though he was very naive as well. But yeah, Ben's naivete is just like, dude, stop it. I did find it interesting that they made the choice to like Addison is pissed, and rightfully so. She should be mad. It's actually a long time coming that she is mad. I feel like, she was kind of mad before, but now she's like pissed. And I want her to be pissed. Like, this is a stupid situation. Like, oh, first of all, he stole the leaves from her. She should have been mad, and that should have been like, even if she didn't get pissed about then, she should have like that been simmering. But it's more along the lines of like she's angry that he's trying to save her. Like she's like, I can save myself. And as a person who's in the military, you know what I mean? Like I imagine that she's and not to mention we're all like, all the women independent, you know what I mean? Like she should at least have the option to save herself. They should have included her in a situation. Now, granted, we get into whole paradoxical things here where if I tell you about the thing, then you're not going to do the thing, and then blah, blah, blah. And I get that, you know what I mean? Like, I go back and forth about why this is a good idea versus not a good idea to have done this for Addison. I get it. You're trying to save her. But, you did it in the stupidest, shadiest way possible. Better be a good fucking reason when we find out, like, what she's supposed to do. And, like, the part of me is, like, is she trying to stop Richard Martinez, and that's what's gonna kill her? Like, and then my brain goes to, is she, like, pregnant, and she's gonna die giving birth? Like, what the fuck? Like, what is it? You know what I mean? And, your brain is not always as good as, what really fucking happens, but we'll see what happens here. Again, the sister storyline was pretty cute. The realization that this actress had that like her sister was kept for her all those years was awesome. Like I felt like it was great acting because I was totally like, yes, like you should like that's the not that it's a correct emotion, but it's the right emotion. You should feel betrayed. You should feel like that. Like it's fucked up. So I liked, they got together with the story. Like I said, their voices are really, not their voices, but the song. I was like so into the song. I was like jamming out to the song the entire time. Like I'm about to go back and watch the song again because I was into it. So yeah, I thought that was a cute little episode. It wasn't like anything. It did not. Again, this is where I struggle with the show. This show does not do a good job of really steering into the time it's at. Like we're in the 70s. We're at the late 70s. I think it's 1979 or something. I expected more bell bottoms and afros. And this, like, didn't feel that way. I get that it was her friend who was feeling all, butthurt about what was going on. But, she was persistent for what she ended up having. So, I don't know. It was just, they're not doing a good job of, like, I'm in the 70s, so I really should be doing this. So, it's fine. Anyway, on to the next one, paging Dr. Song. What a way to show up, delivering a child. Sam did this, nothing new there. What is new, what we've never done before, is having to save three people, like three unrelated people, together in one leap. Like, we've had, I go back to the wonderful Lee Harvey Oswald thing, or his family thing, where he had to jump in different people in, like, the same scenario, but never, like, multiple unrelated people in one leap. My brain likes to put connections together in, like, weird ways. I actually, as this episode went on, I actually felt like these people were going to, you have to save these people for, to battle Big Pharma. That's what I thought it was. Like, because if I'm writing this, to go against Resperdex, or whatever it was called. Yeah, I think it was what it was called. Earlier on, we talked to Mr. Tan, and Mr. Tan was a science major. So in my brain, I'm like, all right, you got Eli Jackson. I'm trying to remember. Eli Jackson as the attorney to go against it. You've got Kimberly Cole, who is a victim of Resperdex. And then you've got Tan. Why can't I remember Tan's last name? Kevin Tan? Maybe that's it. Tan, who's a science major, maybe he's a scientist to go ahead and can prove that Resperdex is a shit show. And he's running, like, trials or some stupid shit like that. But ultimately ends up, like, Tan, we save Tan. First of all, saving Tan seemed a little too easy. Like, it was totally like, hey, don't mind this chunk of stuff we got to get out of this dude's skull. Just talk to him and we'll take it out. And then that's the save. Like, what did Ben do to save him, aside from talk to him? Like, what did Ben do? Like, there's nothing. And then, if they hadn't saved Tan, then Mrs. Tan would have been on, she still would have been brain dead, what was going on, and they might have taken her off support, and it might have resolved the Kimberly Cole thing anyway. But again, we might have killed Kimberly Cole again because of the rest of it. I don't know. It's all, if I think too much about it, my brain hurts. I just, felt like the Tan part of the equation was just too easy, and the other two parts were, like, really fucking hard. Medically and emotionally and stuff like that. So it just didn't make sense to me at the point. But whatever, TV show. Anyway, I did enjoy, they leaped into another woman. I did enjoy, not enjoy, but, I appreciated that we mentioned underwire bras and misogyny, because that is the plight of a woman. Underwire bras and misogyny is our jam. So that's fine. The parts of this show that were Janice oriented were, like, mysterious in some ways, and I kept, like, trying to pay attention to, like, little things. Maybe she'll say this, maybe she'll say that, and stuff like that. I really felt like we were going to get more meat out of her now. But I guess the whole going to Addison and saying stop talking about it, or tell Ben to stop talking about it, is part of her way of doing this. Like, is that the message she wanted to tell Ben? Like, Ben, shut the fuck up about this, or else you're going to get Addison killed anyway? Like, is that what she wanted to say? Or, like, what does she, like, I like mysterious, but it gets to a point where it was a little too mysterious, and it was, like, almost like it meant not, like, there was no point to it. So I kind of got, like, oh, fucking alright, whatever. Anyway, I do like that they did decide that they were going to do a pharmaceutical leap. Because that's a thing that we can put right what once went wrong. Like, we know all the things where, like, drugs have killed people over time. Like, we lived in that industry. So, like, that was an interesting thing. Nobody's done that. So that's cool. We tried that, and that was different. I will tell you that the part, like, this show has not really, it hasn't really pulled on my heartstrings as much, whereas I could tell, like, I'd list off 10 episodes, fucking Jimmy, that break my heart, in fucking Quantum, the rape episode, and Jimmy, and fucking, I don't even want to think about all the episodes that I'm like, I can't even deal with. But this is the first time the show has, like, made me upset, like, cry, like, watching this poor man saying goodbye to his wife so they can give her heart to someone else, like, oh, you're fucking killing me, Smalls. Yeah, that hurt my feelings a little bit. I do like Ben's overtly missing Addison thing, but it's starting to feel like a character trait, like instead of like a feeling, if that makes sense. Like it feels like Ben perpetually missing Addison and needing her or whatever, like is just a character trait. It's not like it sometimes I feel like it gets in the way a little bit, to be honest with you. Like I appreciate that it's supposed to help him be empathetic in some areas, but like I feel like Sam was able to, when Sam went on a leap, okay, Sam was able to throw all of his empathy at whoever he was trying to save, whatever situation he was trying to save. So he was able to embody a lot more empathy towards the situation, especially with the knowledge that he had beforehand, for it to give all of his attention and feelings and focus and whatever on what's going on. Ben, I feel like all of his feelings are for Addison, and like secondarily we're saving these people. And only when he starts to remove like some of those I miss Addison as a personality trait can he be effective, if that makes sense. I'm still struggling with Ben as a fucking leaper. And I know it's not the actor. The actor's doing the best he can with it. It's the fucking writing, but get your shit together, people. So yeah, it was, he's trying to hold Addison's hands, she's a hologram. He's trying to kiss Addison, she's a hologram. Like, I appreciate, like, you missed the touch and stuff like that, but come on already. Anyway, so, end of that episode, nuclear reactor. And you kind of had a feeling they were doing that. I was like, oh, are we doing, like, Hiroshima and Nagasaki and stuff like that? Because that would be interesting. We haven't done anything like that. But who knows? I feel like it has applications in the quantum leap accelerator to some degree. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. But this is my quantum leap review of 2 episodes. What the hell? The Fellow Travelers and Paging Dr. Song. Bye.